Hi, I'm Rachel Barnett with Gentle Frog. In today's video of custom QuickBooks training, I want to show you how to set up a QuickBooks Desktop file. What I'm showing you here is my QuickBooks Desktop using QuickBooks Accountant, also known as Premier 2020. The first time you open the file, you're going to get something that looks like this. It's going to say there's no company file open. In the bottom boxes, you have the option for Create a New File, Open or Restore an Existing Company File, or Open a Sample File. I love the sample files, but in this video, I want to show you how to create a brand new company file. I'm going to click on Create a New Company. You're presented with this desktop setup. You can either choose Express Start in the upper right-hand corner, or you can do Detailed Start down at the bottom. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to choose Express Start. So I'm going to click on the blue button. So we need to fill in some squares. We need to fill in specifically the ones with the red asterisks. The rest we don't need to fill in. So let's do this. Gentle Frog, Sample, Desktop File, Industry. Well, let's get creative and call ourselves consultants. Professional consulting. Business type, we'll say we're a sole proprietor. Our EIN is not required. You can see that it's got no red asterisks. Quick side note, if you don't have an EIN, I encourage you to get one from the IRS website. It'll take you just a few minutes to get it done. It doesn't cost anything. So EIN will leave blank. The phone number, we'll go ahead and fill that in. And the address. Bellevue Way Northeast, Suite A925. Washington. Alright, once I have this set up the way that I want it, I can click on Create Company. If you don't have all this information or if you choose to set it up later, that's no problem. I'm going to click on the blue Create Company in the lower right-hand corner. I can tell that it's updated because on the top of my screen in the blue bar, it says Gentle Frog Sample Desktop File, which is the company name I just gave my file. So I can follow these prompts. I'm going to choose not to. I'm just going to say start working. But the prompts are I can add people I do business with. Specifically, it's saying add your customers, your vendors, and your employees. I can add the products and services I sell, and I can add my bank accounts. I'm definitely going to show you those things, but I want to take it one step at a time. So let's go ahead and click on the blue Start Working in the lower right-hand corner. Before we dive into QuickBooks, I want to give you a brief overview of what you see now that your QuickBooks file is set up. And I don't mean that your data is set up, but rather you just have a shell you can work with. Alright, so now that our company file is created, or rather our shell is created, we're ready to start working with it. What I want to do is just give you a brief review of what you see on the screen. So at the very top of the screen in the blue bar, you can see the company name that you've given your file. In my case, my QuickBooks file says QuickBooks Premier 2020 via Accountant. What that means is that I have the Accountant's edition of QuickBooks Desktop, but I've toggled it or I've changed it to only display the features available in Premier. I did this because I wanted to show you what it's going to look like for your QuickBooks. If you're using Pro, you're going to notice that it's slightly different, but I still think this video will be helpful for you. Across the top of your screen, you have the regular Windows menu, so File, Edit, all the way over to Help. On the left-hand side, you have a Shortcuts bar. So you have shortcuts for Home, which is this dashboard you see, for My Company, which is the stuff like your business name and so forth, Income, Expenses, you have all these different shortcuts, and we'll really dive into them later. Down below, you have a spot for My Shortcuts. Down below, you have a spot for View Balances, Run Favorite Reports, and Open Windows. When you look at the main part of your QuickBooks, this is what they consider the home page or the home screen. This is kind of divided up into sections. So the first section is the Vendor section. Underneath that is the Customer section. Underneath that is the Employee section. Over to the right is the company, which is your business. And then just below that on the right-hand side is banking. One of the things you'll notice is that there's these little gray lines and arrows, and it's designed to kind of help you see the workflow. You don't have to use everything that's available on your dashboard, but let's imagine that you wanted to. If you wanted to, you could create an estimate. Your estimate can then turn into a sales order, which can then turn into an invoice, or your estimate can go straight to an invoice. After it goes to an invoice, it comes over and you receive payment. Once you've received payment, you'd record the deposit. Alternatively, you can create a sales receipt. The sales receipt comes over and then you record the deposit. So you kind of get the idea. These little arrows are just to help you kind of visualize how the pieces come together. The last tab, the tab we haven't talked about yet, is this Insights tab. I'll go ahead and click on it and show you what happens when you do. Right now, because we've just set up our QuickBooks file, we have no insights. But this gives you a brief sense of what you're going to be able to see later. You'll be able to see some stuff for income, and you'll see some stuff for expenses. You have these little dots. These little dots mean that there's more pages. You can click the left and right arrows to review the additional pages. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see what the pages will show you later. We'll come back to all this in a bit. I just want to give you a brief overview of here's what you're looking at before we really start to use our QuickBooks file. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to start to set up your QuickBooks file and customize it to your needs. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments box, send me an email, or schedule an appointment. Thank you so much.